Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Pig-Headed and Well-Read. Today's episode is going to cover chapters 39 through 44. I'm your host, Nathan Skidmore, here with my co-host, Ethan Rowley. As always, we are a spoiler-free pod. We are only going to be touching on things that happened before the end of chapter 44, if that makes sense. We've been releasing these episodes weekly on Tuesday. We're going to keep doing that. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on our YouTube channel. Each episode covering roughly 50 pages, which really nice how Steinbeck worked that out, for us at least.
So great of him.
Yeah. We also encourage you to follow us on social media and reach out to us via DM or via email at pigheadedandwellread@gmail.com. You might have realized we recorded all of these podcasts before posting any of them. But if enough people reach out, we'll be happy to do a mailbag episode, answer some questions, react to people telling us we were wrong, tell them they were wrong, all sorts of stuff. And a quick content warning before we get started. Due to the nature of East of Eden story and characters, throughout this pod, we'll be touching on some mature and complex themes, including, but not limited to, violence, abuse, suicide, alcoholism, racism, war, death, and sex work. So if those topics are difficult for you, please listen with care. Ethan, what do you like most about chapters 39 through 44?
Yeah, in this set of chapters, we really get Cal starting to come up with his version of an offering for his dad, going back to this through line allegory of Cain and Abel and the first 10 chapters or so of Genesis, with the bean plan that he hatches up with a Hamilton guy. I believe Tom, with Tom Hamilton.
Will.
With Will Hamilton.
One of them. Who can keep track of all these people?
One of the Hamilton.
When we recorded this months ago, we knew who it was.
We're going to be so in the next minutes that you listen to. We're so sure of these names.
That we didn't make that mistake even one time.
Yeah. Now Adam and Aaron, we definitely mixed up.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thanks Steinbeck for naming two main characters with two syllables and starting with an A.
Just bear with me how many times I said Adam instead of Aaron and vice versa. It was like nails on a chalkboard listening back to it. There's nothing to be done. It's already
can't do it. It's recorded.
Can't re-record the whole pod because you kept saying the wrong thing. Let's kick it back and let's hear our past selves get these names right and get some names wrong. Cal and Adam have kind of an interesting little heart-to-heart, and it kind of heals Cal's soul a little bit. And then Cal actually goes and finds Kate and kind of stalks her and has like a one-on-one conversation with her. Kind of leaves her shaking in her boots. She can't even believe him. And then Cal kind of works on this plan because he doesn't want Aaron to find out who his mom is to like get Aaron to go to college a year early. So he teams up with Will Hamilton to make a bunch of money to send Aaron to college. And then kind of at the end of these, it's kind of all coming together the way Cal planned it. And we get a little Cal Abra action. We'll see where that goes. So
dun dun. Okay. Law and Order. If only we had the money to get that.
I thought you were doing the bass music, that
sing or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well, chapter 39.
That's right.
As is customary for Steinbeck, like every 3 or 4 chapters, he kind of starts us off with a little tale about his beloved Salinas, and this one's kind of this tale of fake morality, because every now and then it hits the town in bursts and in waves, and this time the town, the biggest vice in the world to them is gambling, and so they want to take down gambling. And the way they do it is the police are in on it, and even the gambling houses are in on it. It's the staged coup, and the police go raid these gambling houses, and they're arresting strangers who happen to be there at the wrong time, imported Chinese men, some people that are probably in on it, and then they release them the next day, and then it kind of makes the town happy. They think that they're actually solving something. Steinbeck said, "It's one of the triumphs of the human that he can know a thing and still not believe it." And why was this important? Well, Cal got scooped up in 1916 in one of these coups. And it
I,
takes me a while to remember when I read it that it's not coup,
huh?
it's
Yeah,
coup.
I always say cool. There's a card game. Um, I will say I don't want to derail us so early by getting woke, but yeah, I was just I like reading this. I'm like, wow, he wrote this in like in the 1950s, and it's like very similar to how our government does things now. Where it's like we've created a problem that we are comfortable talking about, and we are going to pretend to fix it, and then we're going to do a big press conference, and we're going to pat each other on the backs for having fixed it, and then we're gonna go about it, and it's not gonna be fixed, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be awesome, and we're just gonna keep doing that forever, I guess. So
Politicians.
good to know that's not new. Sometimes you get sad, and you're like, man, like things are not good right now, and you're like, oh, I guess it's always been that way, huh?
Always been
I
like
guess
that.
I guess, I guess we've just been doing it. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, back. The reason it's important for the story is that Cal is in the gambling game.
Cal's there, and he gets picked up
Chilling.
because he likes to take his little nightly walks. So he just happened into a gambling house that night that was getting raided. But Adam picks him up, and it's kind of this strained moment of silence between the two of them where Cal is kind of worried that Adam's going to get upset with him. He notes that Adam has the strength to punish Cal, which I think says a lot about how far Adam's come because maybe 5 years ago, if it had been Adam of 5 years ago, Cal might not have thought that Adam had it in him to maybe whoop him. But Adam's not angry. And it's more of a moment of reflection for Adam because he kind of asks if he's failed Cal. If he's failed Cal and Aaron, the boys, he says that he doesn't know anything about them. And this kind of is making like Cal's heart melt. He's like, oh, this is what I wanted all along. I yearn for some love from my father.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Adam, he's been instructed by so many great men in his life, Lee and Sam Hamilton and the wonders of Tim Shell. But he kind of starts to say that he's been a bad father because his own dad was a bad father. And so because of that bad mold, he's now a bad casting. And I just wish that Adam would get it through his skull now 500 pages in that you shape your own destiny. But he's not catching that big Steinbeckian, you know, frame of mind yet.
He's kind of struggling with it. As I was reading this, I was thinking about how, like, he's talking about how he doesn't know Cal. Like, that's what he says. Like, I barely know my own son. Um, and I'm trying not to say it. I can't. Like, it's been it's been like 5 years since he snapped out of his original stupor. Like, weren't the boys like 11 or so when he first kind of got right?
Yeah.
And now they're like 16, 17-ish. Um, and Adam still is like kind of beating himself up, or he has like, I would have thought, you have your kind of wake up moment in 1911 after Samuel Hamilton dies, and you go and you're determined to like meet your boys and be a good father, and then like 5 years later, like he's obviously progressed in some ways, but obviously like still a lot of room for
Mm-hmm.
improvement if he still feels like he doesn't know his son. And like, he talks about how he'd been to jail. He kind of reveals that, and Cal didn't know that. And I guess since we're reading it, we obviously knew that. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I assumed the kids would know that about their dad, because obviously he didn't talk about himself ever. So that was kind of something that I realized reading it. It's like, oh, Adam probably never told them about all the crazy stuff he did. Like the early chapters
Mm-hmm.
of the book, Adam is like a drifter and is in a chain gang,
And
and then like
escapes.
comes home, and then also like travels to South America. So like
Right.
he's very culturally well rounded for someone as uh I don't even know how to describe him, as like limp as he is sometimes. Like he's done so much in his
Very
life.
wet
Like,
blanket. Yeah, and he's just dropping this insane dad lore. I was in
Yeah,
prison.
yeah. This is what dads do. Dads do like like you're just like you're 16 years old and your dad's like I was in prison, you know. And you're like anyway, yeah. So Adam dropped some dad lore on Cal and was like, I was in jail, you know. Now we're friends because we've both been
Now
to
we're
jail.
friends. Yeah, they start
Um,
bonding. Very different overnight for a staged gambling coup, and then nearly 2 years of your life on a chain gang. But Cal will take it because this is all he wants. But sometimes I wonder because of the point you brought up. It's like, dude, it's been 5 years, and you still feel like you don't know anything about your boys, despite having this wake up moment. But Aaron, it feels like Aaron really resents his father, especially because of the lettuce thing. And
oh yeah.
Cal, throughout these pages, it was really apparent that he's just not really good at letting people know his intentions. He's not really good at letting people know what he wants or that he's planning something. And so I don't think that Cal has even been giving him any sort of idea that he wants to share parts of his life with his father. So I
Yeah.
will
I
blame
don't
Adam, but I think there's a little bit on the boys too.
I mean it isn't like you could the way you as a person change from 11 to 16 or 17 is so drastic that a person could not have met you before you were 11, and if they knew you from 11 to 16 pretty well, they'd have a really good idea of who you are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it does say something about Adam that like he's been somewhat alert at least for the last 5 years, and he's still kind of like, what are you like? So because he
Yeah.
just asks, it's like, what's your deal, huh? Like
Mm-hmm.
after he brings his son home from jail, he's like, what's going on, man? And your brother,
Yeah.
what's up with him?
Yeah. It does kind of
So,
seem like he's more interested in learning about Aaron through Cal. And by Cal giving his dad some information about Aaron, he inadvertently gives him some information about himself. Like, for
yeah.
example, he says, Aaron doesn't think or do bad things. And Adam's astute enough to think, okay, that means Cal thinks and does bad things.
Hmm.
So they're really quite the opposites. And I think it also shows Adam and the reader that Cal really admires and loves his brother. Um, I know he's not really picking on him as much as he did, like when he had that thing with Abra and the rabbit, but
Hmm.
he does think that he needs to protect him, but not because Aaron's weak, but because of just he's such a good person. Like I need to protect my brother because he's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cal's got some weird. I mean, throughout these chapters, I bet we'll touch on it again. But like, Cal consistently kind of beats up on himself for thinking and doing bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to really take from that. As far as like, this guy just has a really negative self, and like, it feels like he has moments where it's gonna turn around, and then like you're reading the next chapter, and he's telling someone like, "Oh, I'm really bad, actually."
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to kick those feelings, I imagine. Um, I don't know, like I when Adam asks him like what makes you bad, like he kind of talks about like manipulating and lying, and it's like, okay, but you're like 16. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I guess when you're 16 and you think about things you did when you're 14, they seem really bad. Or like you're 16 and you remember like I lied a lot when I was like 10. You're like, "Oh, that
Mm-hmm.
was bad. I'm bad." But like the further you get removed from the mistakes of your childhood, you're a lot more willing to forgive
Yeah.
yourself or just be like, "Oh, I mean like that's
Kid,
unfortunate, but
kids are kids. Yeah, and he's not like manipulating his teachers to kill themselves like
it's true.
Kathy,
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
not like his mom.
Yeah. So
He
after
just didn't
this,
want to do his homework.
yeah, he doesn't want his
um,
home, and he is an insomniac. That's
yeah.
like his first stuff. But yeah, he and his dad have this nice conversation. I don't know if his dad learns a ton more about the boys because it's kind of surface level information. But I think that Cal feels like this is turning over a new leaf for his relationship with him and his father. And it says that Cal now starts to think that he wants to give his dad, quote, some huge good task. Another offering, perhaps, which we'll see later down in
We're
this
back
chapter.
in Genesis, baby. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. How many pages has it been since the Genesis analogy? It's back.
We're doing it again.
So
We'll
he
do
has
it
this huge
live.
task for his dad, and then he plans to pay Aaron's way through college by working on the ranch. So
Yeah.
he has these ideas. And then to wrap up their conversation, he kind of lets slip that he knows about his mom, and Adam makes him swear like Aaron can't know about this.
Well, I feel like
Cal
they kind of
says,
come to that decision together. Like
"Yeah,
Adam's kind of like, well, should Aaron? If you know, should Aaron know? Why didn't
mhm.
you tell Aaron? And Cal's kind of like, well, I don't think you should know.
Yeah,"
And
and he says that he's like, he doesn't have enough badness in him to stand it, which I thought
yeah,
was really interesting. Like to stand something as horrible as your mom being this dominatrix, horrible person. Do you also have to have some bad in you?
you got to be a little nasty.
You gotta be a little bad.
Um, yeah, I think this is. I mean, I think we'll come back to this later because I was a little confused, but like it feels like they kind of hatch a plot, like because they're talking about it, and Adam's like, well, how's he not going to find out? What if someone tells him? And Aaron's like, oh, I don't think he'd believe him, and they kind of go back and forth. And Adam's like, well, if he stays here, he's gonna find out eventually. And Aaron's like, well, we'll have to get him to college and get him to
Mm-hmm.
leave. And so I felt like they kind of came together on a plan to like, all right, we're gonna get Aaron to college as soon as possible.
Mm.
Um, and then I guess spoiler for later chapters, but later it seems like Adam's really surprised when Aaron wants to go to college, and it's like you guys talked about this.
Yeah,
Um, so that
yeah.
was
It could have totally been a moment where they did hatch a plan, but Adam just
I
forgot.
thought I thought they were
Or
hatching a plan. I thought these two have a plot, and then like pages later, like Adam's like he's going to college, and it's like
yeah,
you are a dim bulb, my friend. Um,
he is low wattage Adam. But
unless he's talking to Kathy in the whorehouse, and then he just goes crazy. Then
yeah, he's
he's beast
recharging his
mode.
batteries right now after that
Yeah.
interaction years ago. But yeah, because official plan hatched or not hatched, Cal starts to take it upon himself to like stalk his mom because
Mm-hmm.
he wants to like both guard his brother's innocence and his father's happiness at the same time. He's never looking out for himself, Cal. He's only looking out for his family. Noble to an extent. But what he starts to figure out is that Kate has the same routine every Monday. Bank, dresses, beauty parlor, the doctor, gets a 2 pound bag of chocolates, respect, and then goes home. And he follows her for 8 weeks
Self-care.
every Monday. Total self care. Some chocolates for the tub. But he does notice that she dresses normal, but always wears gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Always has some gloves on. And so he thinks he's been really sleuthy. And week 8 rolls around, and he builds up the nerve to go up and to her house. And she's waiting for him. She's like, I know you've been following me this whole time. And he he notices that Aaron looks like her, which I thought was really interesting. There it is, interesting. That's how it's rubbing off on me.
It's unavoidable.
Yeah, because Cal's the one who
It's
kind of
inevitable.
it kind of leads us to believe that Cal's the most like Kathy, but then physically he notes that Aaron looks like her. I can't remember if this is the first time that we read something like that, but that's there. And she doesn't know who he is, but he tells her, I'm your son, and she invites him in. And I thought it was very, very noteworthy and just very much in line with her character that it's the first time meeting her son, and she doesn't try to be nice. I don't think she's still a very cruel person. Like she's mean to Joe, like in front of him, and then like the girls,
Yeah, I
she's
don't
just
think
mean
she
to
can.
her. Yeah, she
I don't
can't
think she
turn it
can
on and
turn that
off.
off. Yeah. Oh, we said that at the same time.
Uh,
Nice. Um,
but I was like,
I think
could her beating her son for the first time since they were 48 hours old, could that spark any change? But could not.
no, no, it certainly didn't. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I'll let you kind of lead through it, and I'll hop in with what I kind of took
Yeah,
away
pop
there.
in. Yeah, so she has arthritis. That's why she wears the gloves. And she, again, just thinks that Cal's maybe devising some plan or scheming something, but he's just like, I just want to see you. And she asks about Aaron, and Cal then says, you look a lot like him. And she thinks, well, maybe he is like me because he says he wants to. Cal says Aaron wants to be a minister, and that's when Kate thinks, oh, he looks like me. Maybe he'll act like me too. Which made me think of chapter 19 way back when there was like that paragraph where Steinbeck was comparing whorehouses and churches.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kate's thinking, oh, I finally have a boy that I can mold into my own.
Cal says, nice try, lady.
This dude hates
Um,
anything remotely soiled.
yeah.
So, but yeah, Kate then starts to inquire after Adam, and Cal says that he loves him, and like Kate hearing that Cal loves his father makes her like shake and spasm, which please be in the Netflix show. It cracked me up. It's just like erupting with physical anger.
So mad.
She's just so physically upset. And I think that like her shaking was like the motherly instinct being blanketed by just that monsterly instinct that she has. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I would love to be loved too. I'd love my kids to love me. And it's like, no, you're horrible. You have to hate that Adam is getting this love instead of you. And Cal then just has a question of, hey, why'd you shoot our dad? Why'd you leave us? She initially doesn't want to answer, but Cal kind of uses his inherited manipulation to be like, oh, well, guess what? I'm smarter than my brother, and I'm able to work over my brother. And that kind of makes Kate see like, oh, this boy is mine. I'm going to tell him this plan of why I shot him. But she accidentally calls him Charles, which I thought was very noteworthy
Mhm.
because Charles was like the first one to see her for who she is, and they're kind of like kindred spirits. And I think she's recognizing that in Cal, but also sort of recognizing that he's made up his mind that he can like take charge of his own life despite beating up on himself so much. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about this conversation between them?
Yeah, I think something about Cal is that you kind of mentioned this in passing, but he, he's always beating up on himself for his faults, but he does have a lot of what I would call like very positive traits. Um, like he is selfless, like we mentioned. Like he's looking out for his brother, he's looking out for his dad. Doesn't like, and I feel like what we learned from Samuel Hamilton was that like good kind of comes from selflessness, or selflessness comes from good. Those two are very
Mm-hmm.
interlinked. And he's also very honest. Like the way he's able to handle being around Kate slash Kathy is, he just tells the truth. Like he doesn't guard anything. He doesn't try to lie. Like you said, like he kind of plays to some of her things and kind of tells her about himself to get her to open up. But like he doesn't tell lies. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
like maybe if he could have lied about how he felt about his father, or not told her about who Aaron was, and he just kind
Yeah.
of comes out with the truth. And similar to how Adam had a very successful conversation with Kate Kathy, um, by just not having any ulterior motives, like that's kind of how Cal is successful here in this call, in
Mm-hmm.
this conversation. I'm so remote work brained. All conversations are calls. I'm ruined. It's over for me.
No.
On this Zoom
No.
call that he had with this lady.
Can you see my
But
screen?
can you? All right, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Yep, yep. Sounds good. All right, I'll give you some time back. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It's over. Um,
Yeah. Like I
and,
liked how Cal wraps up with asking her if you think you're missing anything, because he's kind of picked up on that. Maybe like, are you missing a conscience or something? Like, are you missing love? Are you missing having a heart? And this upsets her because the wicked take the truth to be hard,
mhm.
and Cal realizes that it's true what Lee said. That Chinese guy who raised me for 10 years, he's been right the whole time. If he says, if I'm mean, it's my own mean. I am not mean because you're a bad person, being my mother. And that's kind of the dagger. I don't hate you, but I'm glad you're afraid. And then he leaves.
Yeah, he really kind of calls her. Like I think she's looking for a way to kind of get her claws in him and make him feel like, well, I'm in you and I'm bad, so you're going to be bad. And Cal kind of overcomes this with those questions about like what is she missing, and then she doesn't really know. Like
Mm-hmm.
he kind of knows what he was missing, like what he felt as a child. Like He's like, I feel like I'm missing something. And when he asks her, and she can't really relate to that feeling, he's kind of like, okay, I am. I'm my own person.
Hmm.
Um, and then he's able to just leave and kind of leave her astounded. So,
Yeah. Great
um,
Cal chapter. I mean, two really great conversations with both of his parents that I
mm-hmm.
think are super crucial to his development. He gets some recognition, some bonding time with old Adam, recognizes this nastiness in his mother. And yeah, I think that I'm excited to see what comes from Cal after this chapter because it sounds like
Yeah,
he's like kind of a new person almost after this.
yeah. So chapter 40 is a Kate chapter. And so it starts off with a couple paragraphs where she's really reeling from speaking with Cal. Um, she kind of recognized, like she's kind of got this feeling inside of her. I think I want to read kind of what it says because it's very well. I think it's very well written. It says waves of nerves cruised over her body, raising the little hairs and making ridges of icy burn as they went. And so she's got this feeling, and she's like kind of talking to herself. She's like, "Come on, like pull it together." And she's like trying to think of what this feeling is, and she recognizes it's what she felt when she was around Samuel Hamilton, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's bothering her quite a bit. So she goes to drug herself to drink. She's gotta get Samuel Hamilton out of her head. He's rent free in there.
Totally.
Um,
If I was Cal though, and I knew that how much she hated Sam, and that my interaction with my mom left her feeling that way, I'd be scared for my life. She hates
yeah,
Sam.
she hates Sam, but she was scared of Sam. She didn't. I mean, she bit him, but
Mm-hmm.
um, she never did anything to him. Anyway, and then so we get that kind of few paragraphs to really feel how Kate is shaken up by this.
Mm-hmm. The
Um,
panic hatred is what it's called.
and
That's what really good description of what she's
yeah,
feeling.
yeah, and then we get something of a flashback, right? This was a flashback, right? Where with the thing with Ethel. I don't think that happened after Cal. I think that was yeah. It's a kind
Mm.
of a flashback to a
Yeah,
few
yeah, it's a flashback because the
maybe
chapter
three or
ends with,
four.
and this is why Cal, when he
Mm-hmm.
started following her, yeah.
Yeah. How well do you remember Ethel? I don't remember Ethel very. I didn't remember Ethel very well.
Zero. I remembered her as well as Kathy remembered her. Who the hell
Yeah.
is Ethel?
Yeah, like, Ethel, right. I was like, should I know who this is? And like, if I had like the Kindle book, I might have Control F Ethel and seen if
Hmm.
she came up. I assume she came up in that chapter, where Kathy gained control of the whorehouse. But I was like, I can't remember Ethel. But anyway, there's Ethel. She used to work in the whorehouse, and she kind of comes. She comes to Kathy, Kate. I'm just gonna go with Kathy. I'm gonna stop saying both. Um, and she comes in asking for money, but really she's blackmailing her because somehow, either from logic or, as she claims, through the power of dreams and some sort of psychic ability, she's deduced that Faye was murdered, and that Kathy did it with some bad medicine or poison, and she's got the bottles in an envelope far away.
Hmm.
And so she kind of comes. It's very sly too. Where like even as I was reading it, like I was like I'm a little dim. So I was like it took me like a couple different times of her being like I need more money, and I was like, oh, it's blackmail. Like I was like what's this weird story about a loan? And so
Yeah,
um
you're not as low wattage as Adam though. He would not
yeah,
have
I
picked up
I
at
did
it.
catch
Yeah,
on. I was like, oh, it's a right. She's blackmailing her.
but yeah,
Um,
pretty coy, pretty sly from Ethel.
Yeah, and so, I mean, as soon as I was reading that, I was like, "That's not going to go well." Like, you're dealing with the devil here, lady. Like,
Hmm.
um, and so yeah, so in quick succession, Kate pays up, and then like not even like a half page later, Ethel's being framed for prostitution and thrown out of the county,
Hmm.
and she's gone. But then, interestingly enough, like after that happens, Kate kind of thinks about it and realizes she did the wrong thing. Like she's kind of
She was
like,
too
oh,
quick. Yeah,
I shouldn't have thrown her out. I should have tricked her into giving me back the bottle. Um,
or I should have
and
killed her because she's alive and can start talking.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny. She says like, "Well, Ethel's not very smart, but what if she talks to someone smart like Samuel Hamilton?" Um, yeah, so it's
Yeah, it was. I gave both Ethel's blackmail attempt a letter grade and Kate's handling of Ethel a letter grade. But I want to hear what you would give them.
well, without much thought, I would say uh F for Ethel because you got to know who you're
F.
dealing with here. You
Okay.
can't. That's poor. She's lucky
Planning
she's
it. Planning
alive.
it was the failure, is what you're saying.
The idea the very idea that you would blackmail this woman is an F. Wrong person to mess with.
Yeah.
Um, so that F, yeah, and then Kate gets a C minus because I think it's effective. I'm not sure that this is going to come back to haunt her. You know, it is one
Hmm.
of those things like where you've already done something and you think about it, you're like, should have done something else. But I don't think it's a major. I don't think it's a
Major
major
blunder.
blunder. I do like she's thinking about it and she's picturing Charles and she's picturing Samuel Hamilton. Um, and so like I think it's just kind of to show that she's in her own head a little bit. Like she's not as
Hmm.
sharp as she should be, and she's allowing her. She's she's kind of being controlled by her own fears and anxieties a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at with
I was
Kate.
I was a little bit more forgiving of Ethel. I said C plus just for having the
Mm.
confidence to go do it. Plus, she got $6 out of it
She
and
did get
didn't die.
$6.
She got $6 out of it, which was big.
I mean,
But yeah, still
process
ultimately
wise,
unsuccessful.
she's not alive because it was a good plan. She's alive because she got a little lucky.
Yeah, and yes, she wasn't targeted as this mastermind person, so that's probably why she
Mhm.
got let off somewhat scotch free. But I gave Kate's handling of Ethel a D,
Mm.
just because she was way too hasty about going about it, like not getting the bottles, not seeing proof. She kind of was like, oh, maybe she's a medium. She probably didn't think she was actually a medium, but just way too quick.
Can't rule it
And I
out,
think
can
that
you?
if she has to go back to her bromide dependency afterwards, D.
Yeah. Here you go. All right. Well, chapter 41. I got a nice, short, sweet one. That's going to be a theme for the episode.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. 41. Okay, so World War One is starting to encroach itself upon this story, even though we've already heard the Steinbeck's mom's Olive story. Now it's starting to happen. We get a flashback again to the boy from Salinas who was killed that kind of got everybody riled up to start doing stuff. But I liked how Steinbeck said that while they're planning for the war, you're not really believing in it. And I'm sure that's another thing that happens universally, where you hear whisperings of war, but you don't really think it's happening until it probably actually happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's super common. Like, if war
Mm-hmm.
is not right in front of you, it's really hard to feel it. Like when war is happening, like when if you were in a country where a war was happening, like it feels like the only thing it is the only thing that's happening. The only thing that's happening is war. Like it's just bad war. And like when you're across the world, like how are you supposed to, they
Yeah.
didn't even have like the internet to like see a video to see like GoPro footage of this like you can of our
Mm-hmm.
current wars. Um so yeah, I don't know, you get like a letter and it would be like there's a war happening and you'd have to be like I guess you can't even imagine the carnage. Like
No.
they didn't even have Call of Duty to be like, "Oh, I know kind of what shooting each other looks like." Like they had nothing. So
Yeah.
yeah, of course they don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Our presentism makes us try to understand it more than they could have. But
yeah.
Cal, with this going on in the background, Cal talks to Aaron, and Aaron he's like, I just want to get out of this town. And he's still super upset about the lettuce thing. He's been called lettuce head one too many times on the playground. And this is where Cal starts to feed into him, hey, what if you graduated a year early? You know?
He's
And
scheming. It's
yeah, he's scheming. He's a good salesman.
like let's get
It's
you
it's
out
like
of
no
here.
it's like no wonder him and Will hit it off so well because
Yeah.
he's selling this idea of early graduation to Aaron super easily.
I will say other thing like Aaron, get over the lettuce thing. Like
For
get
real.
over it. Like, jeez, dude. Like,
Yeah.
um,
We've said that about a lot of characters in this book. Just get over
it's
it.
true. Charles with the knife.
Yeah.
Now Aaron with the
Adam with
like.
getting shot. Yeah.
At least Adam got shot. Like someone just called Aaron lettuce-headed passing once, and he was like, "I've got to get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
I hate this town."
Well, so
So
so he hates his dad, and then on the flip side, when they're talking about Abra, Cal's like, "Well, what will Abra do if you become a minister?" And he says, "Abra will do whatever I want." Oh, man.
yeah, this dude sucks. I'm out.
Yeah, I wrote down right here after he said that Aaron's my least favorite character in the whole book. He has no
Yeah.
redemption. At least Kathy is funny sometimes. Aaron has not. Aaron hasn't cracked a single joke yet this whole book.
Well, spoilers. I don't know if he gets redemption. You can't say stuff like that.
I hate him right now. I hate him right
Okay,
now
right
from this
now.
book.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
No, everything I say is spoiler free up
Okay.
until this point.
Okay. I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah.
The yeah. It's like, this dude is the worst. I'm not a fan. If I was his brother, I would not be paying his college tuition. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're on your own, brother. Like,
Well, even during this, he's
see if
like,
your pastor will pay for it.
Cal feels like I should just tell you about mom, but like holds
Hmm.
it within. Like even Cal's starting to get frustrated with this whole thing. But Cal convinces him and he says, "Hey, why don't you don't tell dad? Let's just make it a surprise." Generous, considering
Yeah,
Cal like really wants his love from his dad, but I don't think there's
I
any
will
ulterior
say,
motives.
I was like, kind of to backpedal a little bit to that, where Cal just like thinks about telling about their mom, where it's like,
Hmm.
I definitely had that experience where someone's like saying something super like annoying to you, and you're just like, I have something I could say, but it would be so nuclear, like so over the top. like someone's just like kind of bothering you and you just want to be like, I don't respect your intellect. It's like, you're just like, ah, that would just ruin the whole thing if I
Yeah,
like.
yeah. If he said this, even though Aaron already knows, I think that it would harm their relationship.
Yeah, no, so Cal's just like, if I say the thing about mom, it's really gonna mess things up. Like I better just take it as far
Hmm.
as this good dude
Yeah.
bothering me.
So they're done with that conversation. Seems like Aaron's on board. And then Cal starts to talk to Abra if she knows anything about Aaron. And I liked what Abra said about Aaron, where she thinks that Aaron enjoys being ashamed about the lettuce and that he's like purposefully not letting it go because he loves to be ashamed. And there's
Hmm.
plenty of people, and sometimes ourselves included, where it just feels good to throw a pity party. And I think Aaron's been throwing a pity party nonstop, and he needs somebody to wake him up.
Yeah,
So, or he's just doing it as a way to distance himself further from his family because he just wants to get out. So, probably a mix of the two.
that could
But
very well be.
Cal gets permission to go check the ranch out because that's how he's thinking he'll make this money to put Aaron through school. And Lee wants to know why, but is ultimately left out of Cal's plans. But he still offers Cal 5 grand if he ever needs it. one hundred
Good
twenty-five
deal.
thousand a day, his life
Good,
savings.
good deal from Lee there.
Yeah,
If you're, yeah,
Lee is so great. He's so
oh,
underappreciated. Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
And then to close the chapter, 5.5 pages or so of this interaction with Cal and Will. And I just got some bullet points because when it's something that's like so good, I don't want to summarize everything. I just want to pull out the good points. And so first is when they meet each other,
Hmm.
and Will realizes this is a sharp boy because he doesn't accept the cigarette that he offers him. And
Hmm.
I thought a while about why would this make Cal a sharp boy to Will, and the only thing I could come up with was that it showed Will that Cal isn't trying to impress him. Like, even though he takes the cigarette later on, he didn't feel like he needed to accept the cigarette right away to like impress Cal. Kind of going back to what you were saying of just like he's his own person, he just shoots straight. But
Yeah,
this, I mean, Will, that happens, and Will's like, is this the son I never had? Is this the brother I never had? He
that's
loves
all it takes
Cal. Yeah.
for a man in his mid 40s. That's a childless man in his mid 40s that just has to
Yeah.
like meet a funny 15-year-old to be like, is this my son? Like,
Yeah.
is this it?
So Cal's candor, along with not smoking, he admits that he wants to make some money up for the lettuce loss. Will, of course, knows all about that. He's the one that kind of foresaw how it wouldn't work out. And this pushes Will into this moment of reflection. He looks about his own relationship with his own family. He's like, I'm the most grounded of my family. I'm the only one with the ability to make money. And Cal's the first person that he feels like I could go into business with this person. So he's sharp, the brother son I never had, and he could also maybe make money. Like, I don't have to hide my thoughts from him because he could ruin a good thought, like Sam could always kind of ruin a good thought, or would maybe have a good thought but not have any make any money off of it. So Cal is selling himself great here to Will.
Yeah,
Let's see
I
here.
thought that was that kind of moment where like Will's talking to Cal, and it's so interesting how like Cal just at every chance he gets, he's like, "I love my dad, by the way." He's just going around town telling her, "By the way, I love my dad." Um,
Yeah. Maybe he saw
and
what kind of reaction that got from his mom. He's like, people will be really truthful if I tell them I love my dad. So
yeah, people
he's
like
testing
people
it.
eat this up.
Yeah.
So, but when he tells that to Will, Will does have that moment where he kind of has like a memory flashbang of like thinking about his family, um, and yeah, I it's been throughout the throughout the book. Whenever Will's come up, I've kind of felt like the narrator has a disdain for him. Like
Yeah.
the narrator's always gone out of his way to like take digs at Will's insincerity or shallowness, or things like that. And this is like the first moment where we get like a peek into Will's mind, and it's actually a very vulnerable thought about how much he loved his family. It describes this secret pain that he had about being with his family and feeling a little bit out of place, and like how they were also gifted and loved, and he um and all he had was his ability to make money, and wasn't as great as Tom and the other boys, and so just hearing Cal like express that he loves his family like kind of hits Will very hard.
Hmm.
um
His
so
heart
it
grows like the
just
Grinch.
just kind of out of nowhere really for me. Like I've kind of laughed about it. If you've been listening to the pod, you've heard me kind of giggle. Like every time Will comes up, the narrator's like, "And Will, who sucked," and then like, and just like all of a sudden in this page, we get this like very sincere memory um, that they didn't need
Yeah.
to give us. So, or Steinbeck didn't need to give us. Um,
Yeah.
so I thought
It
that
does feel
was
like,
a cool part of the conversation.
yeah, I really like that you've said that because Steinbeck, he really tries to have like these really sincere moments as he tries to like understand and unwrap his family members. I think that's one of the reasons he wrote all of them into this book was to kind of like
Hmm.
guess at their conscious. And so it is nice that he gives Will this sort of redemption here, this flashback.
Yeah, yeah. And I do. I think it's nice that Will brings him in on the bean plan that he had so many chapters ago.
Yeah,
He like years ago now. He was in Cal's house being like, you oughta plant some beans. Um, and now Cal's like, I want to make some money, and Will's like, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna
yeah.
plant some beans.
It's time to do
Um,
beans.
it's bean time.
Yeah, so Cal conveys to him why he wants this money.
Hmm.
And I thought it was pretty insightful because he says he wants to give the money to Adam not because he loves him, but because he believes his father's good and he is not. This dude believes that everybody's good and he isn't. But he doesn't think that the money will make himself go from bad to good. He's just doing it because his father is good and he is bad. And it's just kind of sad that for these 16 years of Cal's life that he thinks that love is something that is purchased.
Hmm.
And I and that's just how he goes about it. He sees that Aaron is getting all this love for free, but he feels like he has to go do something
Yeah.
to earn it.
He's gotta make a small fortune to get some
Yeah,
love, and that's why I was confused because I was like, you got the love, you got it. It's I
he got it
thought I
just
thought
pages ago. I thought so too.
yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't that long.
but
Other comment that again, don't want to get bogged down in this, but Steinbeck does give you these little morsels where like Cal talks about how he wants to be a farmer, and was like, there's no money in farming, there's only money in taking what the farmers make and selling it. And so nice that Steinbeck reminds us that it's very backwards, that like actually making something that people need is not a profitable endeavor, and what actually is buying it and moving it around and selling it for more, which is
Hmm.
not valuable to society. Which like
Yeah.
on one hand you have farmers growing things that people need, and on the other hand you have people just pushing things around, and it's like those are the rich people, and then the farmers are in the dirt. um Based
Yeah,
anyway.
Steinbeck's he's really tuned into the fairness of capitalism.
Yeah, he's locked in. Beast
Locked
mode,
in.
baby.
Yeah, so
Um,
the plan, you kind of touched on it, it's beans. And it
Bean
made me
time.
think of, you've seen Nathan For You, right? You ever seen Nathan For You?
Not my favorite.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't care for it.
he'll always be like, the plan, and it says like what the plan is in a really kind of off kilter way. So I did
Hmm.
that for this. The plan: benefit off of a global war while simultaneously locking in a great beans rate and using the life savings of a Chinese man who raised you to hopefully buy your father's love. That's his plan.
That's good. That's good. It's a good plan, and it's a good recap of what it was.
Yeah.
I feel like if you do it from Will's perspective, it's like using a $5,000 loan from a child you just met.
Yeah.
Um,
To finally hatch this plan that you've had for 5 years.
a no strings attached loan from a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Always accept that if you get the chance to do
Every
business
time.
with a teenager.
Every time.
Um, yeah,
So yeah,
very well.
we'll see if it ends up being a good idea. They know that they'll get it at 5 cents a pound. They're estimating they can sell it for 10 cents a pound, double their investment. So I mean, initially, like I was kind of thinking about the math because they're wanting to double their investment, but Cal's goal is like 25 grand, but he's only putting up 5 grand. He needs more like four. He needs like 4 or 5x instead of double it. So we'll see.
We'll see. Well, I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I did. It did occur to me that like it looks like they're trying to double it. But we get in chapter 42 that beans actually go up a little even higher
Mm-hmm.
than 10 cents or whatever. They go to 12 and a half. So maybe that's where the money comes from.
That's where the money is, extra two and a half
Yeah.
cents.
Okay. Well, chapter 42, it's a long one. It's like it's 2 whole pages for me. This is good. The pod is better when it's mostly you recapping things, and then I get to like dive bomb it with random
I've
insights.
actually thought that too. I kind of like the you coming in, and yeah,
Just
I've
just be
liked it
like,
also when it's
and
like
by
that.
the way, but anyway, so chapter 42. This is all me, baby. Um, Steinbeck talks a little bit more about the war and how it reached Salinas, and he kind of actually backpedals a little bit, talks about their experience in the Mexican American War or conflict. I don't even know if that was like a full blown war, like a skirmish. Um, but he kind of discusses this cycle of American exceptionalism where it's like they're going off to fight the Mexicans, and they're all like, oh, well, one American's worth 20 Mexicans. They can't shoot straight. They don't know what they're doing. They're dumb. And then they come back and they got torn to shreds, and they're just like, yeah, that wasn't true at all. Like,
Hmm.
um, and then like, sure, like not even a generation later, like they're off to fight the Germans, and it's like the Germans are dumb. We're just gonna go over there, give them the what for, and
Is a
and
Kaiser.
that's gonna be that. And then sure enough, like very shortly, they're like, this is terrible. This is we are we're not doing nearly as well as we thought we were. So, um, just kind of interesting the way that Steinbeck kind of highlights that cycle. I don't think we've escaped that. I feel like every time our country kind of enters a conflict, we go into it with a very like, well, we're all a bunch of Chuck Norrises. We're just gonna go over there, like rip them to shreds, and be back home
Hmm.
before dinner. And then it's like, oh, this went really badly for us, and a lot more people died than needed to. Oops.
Yeah, we actually have
So
to plan. We can't just use our bare fists. Yeah.
maybe one day we'll escape this. Um, but I think the most important part of the chapter was that uh, beans were expensive, and so you know, going into next spoilers for next chapter, we don't get a highlight of the bean planting and harvesting and selling. We're just made to understand because Steinbeck mentions in passing that beans cost 12 cents a pound. Yeah. Um, that Will and Cal have profited greatly from
Mm-hmm.
uh, the beans. So, and that's chapter 42.
Do you wish that Steinbeck would have dived more into the process of buying the beans or anything, or you think that it's fine, just kind of like how it
No,
is?
no, I don't.
I
I,
I
I,
agree.
I don't. I was thrilled when that did not become a sticking point. As soon as I caught
Yeah,
on to that we were not going to have to deal with like and Will negotiated. I was like, thank goodness. The last thing I want to do is discuss a chapter about selling beans.
yeah.
Um,
Especially with such limited real estate left in this novel.
yeah, I was like, there's no way that any of this can go towards selling beans. I won't have it.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. So that's it though. That we don't have to worry about bean
Okay.
talk.
Okay. Chapter 43. And I thought this was like probably the most disjointed chapter yet, in my opinion. So
Yeah, this one was odd.
this one's weird.
I
So
I had to like reread it. I like went back and I was like, did I miss like a whole page? Like,
yeah, yeah. I was like, because Steinbeck, when he was starting to write this final installment of the novel, he was like, I got to be super tightly woven about this. And this one was just like multiple POVs, time jumps, skips. Editor was
mm-hmm.
not doing his job on chapter 43.
Yeah.
So Adam and Lee start off, they're shooting the breeze, and just kind of like Lee's telling Adam that I have to dress well because I'm poor. And Adam says, ha ha ha, well, we actually might be borrowing money from you one day because Adam is not Mr. 401k. He is he
he
is
has
he is
he has
draining
nothing in his
every
savings
penny he
account.
has.
He's
Yeah,
Mr. Lettuce. That's what he is.
he's the lettuce
Um,
head.
yeah, my note for the first page of this chapter was Lee's got that shit on. It's it describes his whole outfit. I was like, man, he's
Yeah,
rocking that. Like,
he
let's
is.
go, boy.
Yeah, well, the wardrobe people for the show need to
Taking
really pay
notes.
attention to 483.
If I don't
So
see this fit on screen, I'm gonna be furious. I'm gonna give him a
yeah,
horrible letterbox review. Um, I was like, where was Lee's fit from chapter 43?
only the real ones know. Only the
Oh
real
yeah,
ones.
just us really. And
So
anyone
Adam,
listening, you know, Mr. Audience,
you can take this take of Nate's.
you know that Lee had that shit on. All right.
So Adam uh, lets loose that he found out that Aaron is planning to finish school early. So like we're kind of like entering their junior year, I guess, of high school at this point in
Mhm.
time. Like, yeah, he plans to finish school early, save to go to college. And it was the school teacher who let this loose. Nobody had their lips sealed except for Cal and Aaron. So the surprise is already kind of getting ruined.
But
Um,
this is what was confusing is that Adam and Cal talked about this. Why was this a surprise?
Cal, yeah, I guess they did talk about it.
They talked maybe Adam just like didn't take it seriously because
I
Cal was like, I'll
I
pay
think
for his
so.
college, and Adam was like, sure you will, bud. Of
Yeah,
course you'll pay for his college, my little guy. So
yeah,
maybe that's it. But
could be.
anyway, so this is where I was confused. I was like, I swear
Yeah,
they talked about this.
Adam. Yeah, I don't think he's 100% invested in any conversation he has with anybody. He's
He's
not.
only half there.
He's
The other
constantly
half
just
is like
he's constantly
floating
just
in a
looking for the next
river
thing to
in
do.
Missouri, just like whoa. Like,
Yeah, but gut punch if you're a Cal fan. Adam thinks that Aaron's doing it because Aaron is the one that has ambition. He's like, I wish
mhm.
Cal had some of that ambition. And Lee in the background is chirping, oh, well, maybe he is. But like, yeah, you have to be just super black and white with
Oh,
Adam.
yeah, tough day
And,
for Cal heads. The
yeah,
Cal heads were not loving this.
the Cal heads. And then another gut punch. If you're really hating this so far, is that Adam is like, well, I have to have a nice engraved gold watch ready for Aaron when he finishes school early. So Cal, why don't you should let your dad in on the secret maybe?
Genesis, we're back, baby.
We're back. It's Genesis time.
The two brothers with their offering. Which one will be appreciated? The one that starts
Yeah.
with A or C? What is going to happen?
I guess we'll never know.
Third time in the book.
So now we go to the church, which is Aaron
Mm.
spends a lot of his time here with a really creepy minister, Mr. Rolfe.
Yeah, it's
And
an
Mr.
odd one there.
Rolfe, he says that he likes being around Aaron because of his angelic beauty, of his smooth face and his narrow hips. Urgh.
Probably just
Yeah,
friends.
probably.
Which is probably nothing. Nothing weird. I
Hmm.
don't know. It doesn't see because like sometimes you read old books and like people will be doing things together and talking to each other in a way that you're like, I don't know if that's appropriate, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of people were a little bit more affectionate or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and this, I don't know, it's odd to me.
Yeah.
And too uptight about these things, perhaps. But moving on, he didn't
Moving
get
on.
sexually assaulted, so we're gonna give Mr. Rolfe the benefit of the doubt here
Yeah.
until
This is
uh
not patient zero for the movie Spotlight.
exactly until it is East of Eden 2, starring Mark Ruffalo.
They do.
They know. They knew about Mr. Rolfe.
Yeah, Steinbeck knew, but
Yeah.
this actually gets like him and Aaron actually have an insightful conversation a little bit about Aaron's feelings about why he wants to be a minister, because he admits that
Hmm.
he feels something dirty either within himself or within his surroundings, and he really wishes he had a place that he could withdraw to and get clean. And it just kind of shows that Aaron feels really dirty being around sinners, but he never like takes the, what is it in the Bible? You take the mote out of your eye or whatever. He doesn't like
It's
take a
a
look at himself in the mirror.
is it a moat? It's a moat,
Is it a
right?
mote? Yeah. Like he's not upset with anything he could do wrong. He just hates
Yeah.
that he's around all these other people. And Rolf reminds him in a decent way, like, hey, part of the priesthood is we lower ourselves into the filth to raise the sinners from the slime. And there's no way Aaron wants to lower himself into the filth.
Aaron is not getting in that slime. He's like, ew,
He's not getting
gross.
in the slime.
Stay down there.
But
Yeah.
Rolf reveals, he's like, hey, guess what? For example, there's this
Yeah.
woman. Uh-oh, ding, ding, ding. Who's been coming in the last month or so to evening service. And she sits in the back and he can't quite get to her before she leaves. But she is the woman who's the owner of a house of very ill fame in Salinas.
Well said.
Yep. And yeah, it's got to be Kate. And Kate has got to have found Aaron. She potentially
Yeah,
realized I can't work Cal.
she's
See if there's
coming
some
for
of
him.
me and Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Aaron's just disgusted with this.
Yeah.
And I think we still know that Aaron doesn't know that she's the owner of a whorehouse, right?
Well, I think he understood. Well, he doesn't know it's his mom. I think he understood
Yeah,
from House of Ill Fame. I think he knew what
yeah.
that meant.
So he's disgusted at that, but he's not like disgusted like, oh, my mother. He's just
Yeah, I know he
disgusted
doesn't
at
know it's his mom.
the profession of this woman. And yeah, I think that this interaction with him and Rolf just shows that he joined the ministry just to make himself better than people. That contempt to hold for
Hmm.
people, just the flip side that we've already talked about with his mom.
Yeah, yeah. Weird hips comment aside, Mr. Rolfe does seem to be a a kind of a character used to contrast well-meaning Christian service with judgmental, high-minded, whatever it is Aaron's doing. Where it's
Mm-hmm.
like Mr. Rolfe is like excited at the opportunity of helping someone that has gone down a bad path, and Aaron is disgusted by them
Mm-hmm.
and wants them to get away.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Mr. Rolfe is is the good example here. So you can kind
Mm-hmm.
of he's like the
Yeah.
white background that you can see Aaron's kind of dirtiness on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
We jump scenery again, and now we're at the end of the school year. And Adam's got the gold watch. He can't wait for Aaron to make the announcement. And he's even giving instructions to Lee to bake a cookie and a cake because they're throwing a party, baby. He knew that this was going to happen the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron's at the house. He's getting cleaned up. Put some cologne on because he's going to dinner with Mr. Rolf. Oh, just not beating the allegations. That just felt weird. Also, is this a cologne that Mr. Rolf gave you? They don't say, but it kind of feels like it might be. And so he leaves, and he doesn't even mention that he graduated early. And Cal tells Adam that Aaron is celebrating passing the exams early, and that's why he's going over to Mr. Rolf. And then Cal asks if Adam knew, and he's like, yeah, he told me this morning. And again, like you were saying, just a year ago you're having this conversation, but also Aaron did not tell him this morning.
Just really
what
funny that he lies there. Like
yeah,
he lies like a small child. Like when you ask like a 4-year-old, like, "Hey, did you brush your teeth?" And they're like, "Yeah," and you're like, "No, you didn't. I've been watching you this whole time." And you're like, they're like, "Oh." Like, so,
let me smell your breath. Yeah,
it's like Adam. Like, are you so embarrassed that you can't, like, to your own son? You're like, "Oh, yeah, I know."
yeah, he's kind of prideful.
He's immature.
Very immature. Yeah,
Yeah.
getting shot stunted his emotional growth, I think.
Yeah, he was only 36 when it happened, so
Yeah.
how was he supposed to continue to
His
grow?
frontal lobe was formed at 36.
Yeah. Oh
But
man.
this really kind of pisses Cal off. It's like this mix of Aaron not telling his dad and then his dad lying to him, and plus the gold watch. It just is further reinforcing what he's been thinking this whole time. I have to fight for the crumbs. Aaron gets love without trying. Adam's covering for Aaron right here. Like, yeah, he told me. I'm assuming Cal was assuming he wouldn't have covered for me. So there's this favoritism here. And
Mm-hmm.
so he storms off. But it's kind of his own fault. Like he's not telling Adam things that can make him proud of his son. Like you have to you have to show some of your accomplishments, otherwise people are going to think you're not doing anything.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because I think this happens to lots of people where you kind of build up in your mind like I'm gonna do this thing and people's reactions are gonna be a certain way. Uh and or like once I accomplish this, like everything will fall into place and
Mm-hmm.
this person will do this and this person will say this and it'll be just great. And I think Cal really did have that expectation for his brother and his father. Like if I help my brother go to school, then like my father will be happy that he's going to school and he'll be grateful that I helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll all be a happy family. And like instead, like Aaron's not especially grateful. Like he's distant. He's hanging out with his weird pastor friend, and his dad is in denial and seems to not have connected the dots that Cal helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it's a big letdown for him. So
Yeah,
that's what happens.
well said. So Lee sees Cal on the porch that evening, and kind of get a little flashback to Adam and his brother Charles because Cal is waiting on the porch to beat Aaron up. He's not as proactive about it like Charles went and got the knife or whatever, or the rock. I can't remember what he got. The hatchet. He got the hatchet to go try to kill his brother, but now he's just
Mhm.
waiting on the porch. And Lee's like, dude, don't waste your time. Like we all know that Aaron would kick your ass.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
it's a
yeah,
tough
I
one.
guess you're right. So they have this little conversation. Aaron comes home. Lee's waiting for him now because Cal's gone somewhere. And Aaron tells him that he didn't want to tell his dad about the exams because his dad he just wouldn't understand. Dad, he wouldn't understand.
Which he
Aaron
would.
just
He was excited.
he totally would. You misread your dad completely. And even like Aaron Aaron gets upset at Lee because Lee says you have a bug up your ass, and he's like, "Whoa, language. Let's tone down the language here." Just very holier than thou.
Yeah,
And Lee is like, "I'll beat you up right now if you don't tell your dad," which I thought was pretty funny.
yeah.
And Aaron, we wrap the chapter up with Aaron saying that he wants to get away because it's a dirty town. I don't belong here. This isn't for me. And then the final paragraph, which is really, really good. It's paragraphs like this that reinforce to me that I could never be a writer. But it's
I don't think you need to believe that.
oh, I'm throwing my pity party. I'm taking too much off of Cal.
There you go.
But Lee calls out that
Anyone can write.
anyone can write.
I've
Were you
seen
ratatouille
Ratatouille.
me?
Yes.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead
Lee,
with the
this
last
wise
paragraph.
man, he says, the world tests us sharply when we're growing up and turn inward and think everyone can see into us or that they care about us. And as we know, everybody's more cares more about themselves than what you're doing.
Hmm.
And he touches on that it seems like sometimes there's only filth or there's only purity, but that's just not the case. And the best line I thought was, try to believe that things are neither so good nor so bad as they seem to you now. And I think that that's just a really great way to stay calibrated in life. So, uh, also, one other thing that I wanted to make note, Liza fleetingly mentioned that she passed away in this
She did
chapter.
die, yes.
And man, Steinbeck, apart from Will, he's really not given much page time to the Hamiltons in these last like 150, 200 pages.
He really never does. Like I thought the Hamiltons were going to be a big part of this story. It's not really their story. They're just kind of in it.
Yeah, yeah. If
Um,
you like watch summaries or like people try to hype this book up online, like it's a generational story of two families, the Trasks and the Hamiltons.
it's
Is it?
just one. It's mostly one family, and another family is also there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you look at my predictions for the first few pods, and I was like, and now Tom Hamilton's gonna do something, and it's like,
Uh huh.
no, like so. Yeah, a lot of Trasks.
Yeah, there's 43. I didn't seem as disjointed summarizing it, but I remember reading it. I was like, oh, this was just a tough read.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, we get yeah, like it starts with Adam, and then it goes to Aaron, and then it goes to Cal, and then it goes to Lee, and then
Hmm.
it is a lot of different narrators or
Yeah,
kind of character focuses there. Um, yeah. All right. So
indeed.
chapter 44.
Okay, bring us home.
Yeah. So now a little bit of a time jump. I don't think a long time jump, but now Aaron's away at school, and Abra is hanging out with the family. Um, and so and because Aaron's gone and he's not like kind of creating a barrier between her and his family, she's getting
Hmm.
to really know them. Like she trusted Adam and she loved Lee. Um, and it's with Cal that she can't decide, right? Because he's still it's interesting that even though he's had all these moments of like self-discovery, like he can't turn off being a little weirdo. And it's
Yeah,
like it talks about how he's disturbing, and he like always contesting her, and very odd.
it's
And
like that one clip where it's the kid from Zack and Cody. It's like, I'm weird. I'm different. You ever seen
I
that?
don't know. I
You ever
don't
seen
know
that
that
clip?
clip. You haven't seen that one? You haven't seen that
You ever
video?
seen that
Yeah. No, I didn't. Tough scene. Sorry, I let that fall flat.
Cut. Cut that out.
God, we don't. No Zach and Cody references on my podcast. Um. Okay, yeah. So, um, Aaron's away at school. He's writing letters home. We don't know too much about the. It seems like he's pretty focused. He's just studying, eating, sleeping, writing letters home, studying, eating, sleeping, writing letters home. And Abra talks to Lee a lot, and that we get a window into one of their conversations. It talks about how she mostly talks about herself. A lot of young people do this.
Yep.
A lot of old people do this. People like talking about themselves. If I'm not careful, I will talk a lot about myself. I've left conversations and been like, I didn't even ask their name. Um, it can happen. It can
It can happen to
happen
anyone. It can
even
happen
to
to
the
anyone.
best of us. Me. Um, just kidding. But yeah, so she's talking to Lee, and she kind of opens up about how the letters with Aaron are a little frustrating. Because he's writing them to her, but to her it doesn't feel like it's for her. It feels like he's writing to a version of her that he's created in his mind, and that he's kind of she says that he's put in my skin. And
Hmm.
so like Aaron being away from Abra, because it seemed like their last few years together were a little bit tense. We're like obviously when they were young children, like he was very fawning over her and in love with her. And then he
Mm-hmm.
followed this kind of religious path. He got a little more stern with her and a little more like kind of taking it for granted that she would be with him no matter what. Um, and so now that he's away, like he obviously misses her, but he's kind of writing letters to this angel
AI
that he's
girlfriend.
that he's created. And she's a little put off with this, and she kind of slips up and admits that she doesn't want him to be a minister because she doesn't like this version of him very much. Um, I don't know very much about early uh, 1900s courtship, but it does seem a little unfortunate for her that she locked herself in as like an 11-year-old with this guy. Like she didn't need to do that. It feels like there were off ramps. When he started getting really annoying about the lettuce head
Mm-hmm.
stuff, when he told her he wanted to be celibate his whole life, like seems like she could have bailed.
Yeah.
Like it talks about how like they had a big fight and she yelled that she'd wasted half her life on him, but and then they were like, "Well, how old were they?" It's like 14. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you could break up with your
Yeah.
you could break up.
Yeah.
Although if I think back to when I was in high school, some of the most insane on again off again passionate and then full of hatred relationships I ever saw were like freshman year of high school. That's
Yeah.
like people were
Good
taking their
point.
boyfriend girlfriend stuff very seriously at the time.
Yeah.
It's life or death out there. So maybe that's what it felt.
Yeah.
Plus, life expectancy was lower. It's like maybe that was half her life. Maybe she's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, childbirth, giving giving birth to
yeah,
children
exactly. It was
could
not
could
safe.
die. But yeah,
Yeah,
it kind of makes me realize that like Erin kind of had a point where she'll do whatever I say because she
yeah,
was doing whatever he said. And maybe,
yeah,
yeah, like you're saying that the courtship, it's like maybe it's just like the woman doesn't speak up in the relationship, even though they're not married. I don't know, but
hmm
there wasn't a ring on it. They just
She
had
just loved
little
him. Yeah, like
mommy son relationship
he
moments.
did. He did also make her his mama, which was and stated as much. It wasn't even like I think he's making me his mom. It's like he was like you're my mommy.
Yeah.
He was like take it. So and then she kind of works it around because I think she had heard this and she had told Aaron right, and he didn't believe her.
Hmm.
She kind of asks Lee like, "Is his mom still alive?" And Lee kind of tries to redirect it. He's like, "Let's talk about me instead." And it's like, "I'm Chinese," and then she's kind of unfazed, and she's like, "Come on," and he coughs it up. Lee doesn't have a
He's all
uh
soft spots.
yeah he can't just lie for forever. Like if he's asked directly, he's probably going to give it up. So he gives it up. Talks a little bit about it. Let's see exactly what he says here. Um, let's see if I find it. I'm old. I'm Chinese. Does he say that she runs a whorehouse? I don't even know that he does.
I don't think so.
So I think he only coughs up that she's alive.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives her the whole deal. Before we get a chance to before her to continue, Cal kind of comes flying in. He's excited because he has his money from the beans.
The Kramer
Um,
entrance for Cal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He comes running in. He's got $15,000, which is a lot of money, right? Did you do a conversion for
15 grand.
in 1916 or whatever this is, 1917?
Let's see here. 1917 to today. $15,000. It is $378,000.
There you go. Yeah. Boom, boom
Yeah,
sauce.
that Kramer
Um,
entrance warranted.
Warranted, yeah. So he's excited. He's getting ready to plan a party. He's like, we got to get champagne. We got to decorate the dining room. Um, and Lee kind of asked the question like, do you think your father's gonna want this money? And I think that's setting us up for kind of our classic Genesis moment where it's like, where it's Adam's excited that Aaron studied and went to school, and he's not gonna be happy that Cal made $15,000 and tries to give it to him. He's not gonna accept it, and that's gonna break Cal's heart. But we're not there yet, are we?
Official
Are
prediction?
we? Yeah, I don't think I'll get to it. Anyway, last kind of full page, we get kind of what I took to understand is a bit of a flirty conversation between Abra and Cal.
Absolutely.
Um, right? Did you get that vibe from it?
Totally.
It's flirtatious. It's flirtatious. Cal compliments her fudge, right? Innuendo.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I think she did make fudge with Lee, but and they talk about Aaron a little bit, and she kind of mentions that um, maybe they won't get married, and this is a flirty part to me that I understand where he said, "Not get married to you." I can't imagine that. It's like kind of him soft launching, like, "Well, who wouldn't want to marry you?"
Hmm.
And so he, yeah, so he lays a little. That's a little subtle one, right? And
Yeah.
that's smart, not to come
He's
out and be like,
basically inviting her for a celery seltzer or whatever the rage was. I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty bold there.
Well, I think it's well played, right? Because you don't want to come out and be like, "Well, I'd marry you." Like, I think
Yeah.
that would be the wrong thing to say, but to be like,
Well, he sort of had the hots for her since day one.
yeah,
You
I
know.
think I think he kind of slow plays it where he's like, "Oh, of course he wants to marry you. Like, you're
Who
so
marriable?
marryable.
It'd
Who
be
wouldn't want to
crazy to
marry
throw you
you?
away. You got great
He'd be he'd be
fudge.
crazy." What did he do this time? um, he did it again, huh? I'm imagining the Buzz Lightyear Jesse from Toy Story meme. You know the one
I
I'm
haven't
talking
seen it.
about? Oh no! Oh, I gotta send it to you. Text it to you. I'll hang on.
Okay.
The I'm doing it right now. I'm sending it.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm gonna get it.
Then I may as well send you the Zach and Cody guy
Yeah, you better. You
Riverdale thing.
better. Oh, and then she kind of asks him about his bad boy side, where she's like, "So, did you get arrested?" And he's like, "Yeah, no big deal. Like, I just walk around sometimes." And
He's
she's
popping
like,
the collar on his leather jacket,
he's like, he's doing.
slicking his hair back with a comb in a rear view side view mirror.
He's like, "Babe, it's no big deal. I'm always like in a gambling house or whatever. Like, no, don't kill yourself. You're so beautiful." um, yeah, and so they're kind of, and she's like, "Would Aaron ever go? Would Aaron ever? Would my boyfriend ever go to?" And he'd be like, "No, your boyfriend's good. He's a good guy. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He's not
He's
like
such a
me."
brooding person with his cool edginess to him.
Yeah, yeah, and then Cal ends it with a threat of domestic violence on Aaron's behalf.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
by the way, my brother's gonna whoop you.
yeah,
Just a heads up.
I'm
So
not good either. You're crazy. Aaron will knock that out of you. He's got to.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's the nail in the coffin right there. Like I would never hurt you.
he's coming for her. He wants this lady.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, good
and
good
that's
chapters. They're kind of setting it up for Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving is
it's
when
more setup. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Thanksgiving's when Aaron's coming home. What one note that I had as I finished 44 is I thought, is Abra the only likable, like fleshed out female in the story?
I
Is
mean, she's one of like two, right? It's just her and
yeah. I mean, there's Liza and then like a bunch of other Hamiltons. He does a good job explaining them a little bit, but we don't get a ton of them for the
Desi's
plot.
not unlikable. She's just short lived.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there aren't enough women, but I think she's definitely number one.
Yeah, does this book pass the Bechtel test? Is what we're wondering here.
Well, I should have been reading it. My
It's
bad.
canceled. Actually, we're canceling the pod. Um, you heard it here, folks. First in episode 9.
It probably
Um,
doesn't.
we're sick of how these women don't get. Actually, we're sick of these women. They don't talk to each other, right? And that's not what life's like, is it?
Yeah.
Just, I've really been unleashing the lip bite tonight. That's my signature
Yeah.
move.
I hope
A
everybody's
couple,
watching this one instead of just listening to it.
a couple episodes, it was horror, and now it's so.
You're,
Yeah,
I believe the word is mogging.
yeah. If you're just listening, if you're just doing audio version, you're missing out on a lot
You're missing
of
out
good
on Nate's
content
Giga
here.
Chad face.
There's been there's been costume changes. So anyway, Right on. All right. So
Okay.
on to it's Nate's takes,
Yes.
right?
Nate
It's been a
Steaks.
while behind the scenes. It's been a while since we recorded. So
Yeah. We're
we're getting
celebrating the
back to the swing
fourth.
of it.
Yep.
If you felt like last episode we were in a sweet groove and we started this one, kind of so. That's why
Yeah.
there was situations.
But we did see each other in real life
We
since
did
we
see each
last
other in real
recorded.
life, yeah, yeah, and
Take that,
that kind
we
of
saying you couldn't be friends if you only wrote each
yeah.
other.
Take that, idiot. You're not the wise character of this book. Anyway, so my Nate's take, it actually comes from chapter 44, where it talks about how it says Abra didn't know if Cal liked her, so she didn't like him. And I feel like this is kind of a theme of the book, is that like people just really want other people to like them, right?
Yeah.
Like Cal wants his father to like him, Adam wants his father to like him, Charles wants Adam to like him. Um, Everyone is just dying for acceptance, except for like Kathy doesn't want anyone to like him, and really Aaron doesn't. Aaron did want Abra to like him, but
Hmm.
um,
But now he's got made up Abra that definitely
yeah,
likes him.
now he's got AI Abra that he's jorking it to. Um, Off at Stanford. The yeah, and I think that's like an interesting phenomenon that Steinbeck kind of taps into throughout this book that I don't feel like gets touched on a lot because it's almost like not interesting because it's so obvious. But for so many people, like the big difference maker in whether or not you like someone is if they like you, right? And it's like
Hmm.
it can bridge the gap between people whose lives are completely different if they just decide to like each other. um, and
Yeah.
like things that you find endearing about someone, like that you excuse certain behaviors. If you find out that they actually don't like you, like suddenly that really flips the switch in you, and you're like, oh, they don't like me. Well, I really don't like them now. Like,
Hmm.
oh, the people will put up with a lot of behavior and rude comments and different things if they just feel like the person talking to them or the person in front of them likes them, because that's what's most important to a lot of people. Like, oh, they said this and it hurt my feelings, and oh, they did this and it wronged me, but they like me, and so
Hmm.
they just
So yeah, I'll roll with it.
I'll roll with it. And then once you find out, like if you find out for a millisecond, someone's like, yeah, they were talking to me, they don't like you very much. You're like, well, that you're ready to like burn the house down. Like
I hate them too.
I hate what? So that's Nate's take. I just think it's interesting. I'm not gonna say sorry for it. I'm not gonna
Don't
apologize.
apologize. Don't
Not
apologize for
apologizing.
Nate's takes.
Not apologize. Yeah, I never will. I just kidding. I'm gonna edit them all out. I'm gonna be like, we're gonna watch them and I'm gonna be like, I hate all of these thoughts. Kill them. You're gonna be like, why is the podcast 12 minutes long and only Ethan speaking? It's because Nate edited himself out. Um, so okay. We'll go to East of Ethan.
So Ethan, I'm just kind of going over because we're getting into a lot of gifts and definitely like the Genesis allegory symbolism is very the forefront of these chapters as we're gearing up to Thanksgiving. And so I just kind of went through and just made like a little list of some rejected gifts we've seen so far. You already touched on this really well, actually, talking about like why we give some gifts, where we give them with some expectation or some self justification, hoping that maybe somebody likes us because we give them a gift. And there's just, I think a lot of gift giving is the wrong intention because we can only control giving the gifts. We can't control how other people react for it. But this novel has a lot of people giving gifts with the intent that they'll kind of gain something from it, but they end up getting rejected. Like, so the knife was the first one, kind of led us all into
Mm-hmm.
this. Adam's life to Kathy. We wanted to give her this life. She rejected it. Abra's rabbit rejected. Charles rejects Cyrus's inheritance. Adam's father kind of gifts him a military career, and he rejects it. He's like, "I have this here for you."
Mm-hmm.
Sam Hamilton,
He
he
gifts
follows through
everything.
on this delivery, but he's just a giver. But he gives Kathy the gift of delivering her children, and she really doesn't want that to be a gift. Like
Mm-hmm.
he goes through with it, but she kind of rejects the act. And now we see really often Lee's wisdom getting rejected, and almost like people aren't even hearing him. He says something and in one ear out the other. So I think that the most important gifts we've seen given through East of Eden are the ones that Lee gives, and his wisdom and love and understanding. He's always shelling out free of charge without any expectation that anybody will do anything. And I think that's what in turn makes him so likable. I think that's why everybody likes him, is because he's doing all this without trying to make others like him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, rejected gifts, big theme.
Rejected gifts. I like it. I hadn't even thought about it.
So
Well, I thought about it a little bit, but not. I didn't. I didn't recognize it. I completely forgot. Like, uh, Adam's dad trying to give him a military career. Like, that didn't even occur to me that that was part of the theme. So,
mm-hmm.
well spotted, I must say.
Thanks.
Um.
Okay, Netflix.
Oh yeah, Netflix adaptation. So, you want to lead off? I feel like I always lead off this one, but it's not. It's not like my category. So,
Uh,
um,
this was one where I think that you have to have the beans. And I think it'd be really good to have Cal and Will communicating about the beans and scheming up. I think you just do I think you need to have maybe a montage of maybe them talking to somebody, getting the beans, and then planting them or something. I don't know. I don't think the show would benefit from just jumping to we made money. I think
yeah.
that you need just something of them putting some work in. And then
Maybe
I'd
it's one of those where
also
like Will is explaining
mhm,
what they're gonna do, and then you see them doing it while his voice plays overhead,
even
and
better.
then he finishes explaining, and they're kind of back where they were, and so you know what
Hmm.
they're gonna do. They haven't done it yet, and then later when he shows up with money, you've seen how he got it.
I like that. That's a good vision. And the other thing that kind of just tweaks a little bit how it's done in the book would be I think that it'd be great if like Aaron is like the altar boy of some service and he sees Florence Pugh walk in, Kathy,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of realize that she's looking at him, he's looking at her, and we know that he doesn't know who she is. And then maybe he asks Minister Rolfe, hey, did you see that old woman back there? And then that's where he tells the story. I think it'd be a good moment of tension. Like, are they recognizing each other?
Yeah. The I guess alternatively with the beans thing, we mentioned like a montage. I think you could kind of go back and forth between seeing Aaron work on his studies and seeing Cal work on the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you can kind of see them both like building up their offering to their dad.
Yeah.
Um, and so I don't know what they can add to that. So that's not like because like it's not written. We just Steinbeck just writes. Aaron studied. Cal got the money, right? So there's not like a
Mm-hmm.
ton of like material to go on to like create an episode of television about it. But I feel like it's really building up the tension that like Cal's gonna give his dad this gift. Well, I guess this is still a prediction, but like Cal's gonna give his dad this gift, and it's gonna get rejected. And so like, if you don't see how much work Cal puts into it, it's gonna be hard to understand why it's so upsetting,
Mm-hmm.
and why it potentially sets off whatever happens next.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that I think. I also think that the scene where Cal confronts his mom is gonna be very important.
For sure.
Um,
We need to have those back to back, kind of like in the book. It was the same chapter, just to have it be like, here's him with his dad, here's him with his mom. I don't know if he really
yeah.
has to follow her for 8 weeks, but I think it would be maybe just one time follow, and it
Yeah,
leads to the
I wouldn't be
confrontation.
surprised if they streamline it where like Cal talks to his dad, follows her that same day, gets caught, and then that same night she's stalking Aaron at the church,
Yeah.
and that could just that you lop off a lot of like 8 weeks later, multiple weeks later, like
Hmm.
like
Yeah. He
the
loves he
little the
loves the
little
time
sentence
jump.
about Cal like doing extra homework during the other days so that he can skip school on Monday to stalk his mom. Um, yeah, so
Okay.
that's that. Yeah,
Steinbeck
I am getting.
Stats.
I'm excited to watch it. It can't come soon enough for me.
I know.
I'm
I'm stoked about it too. I actually saw. I went up to. I was in the office in person, which happens very rarely. Even less
hmm
so now that I'm moving across the country.
Yeah.
And I saw that the guy I was going to have a meeting with was listening to East of Eden. And I
Yeah.
was like, hey, guess what? I think I already
Listen to the
texted you this
pod.
because I was so excited, but
Yeah.
I was pushing us out. So, but he didn't even know there was a show, and I was like, oh yeah, baby, there's a show, Florence
There's
Pugh.
a show coming, brother. When I was buying the book, I was like I went to Barnes and Noble. They were sold out, and then I went to Half Price Books, and they were also sold out. And like the cash register was like, everyone's in here trying to buy that book, and I was like, what? And then eventually I had to get mail ordered from Barnes and Noble. They had to like text
Wow,
me when the new shipment of them came in. So yeah,
dang, yeah, yeah. This
flying off
guy
the
I was working
shelves
with, he said that
70 years
there's
later.
a lot of like book recommendations for dudes, short form content, are saying you need to read East of Eden. Is what's happening. So,
There you go. Keep
yeah,
recommending it,
yeah,
people, and recommend the read along podcast, Pig Headed and Well Read.
pig headed and well read.
Can't recommend it enough. I've sat in on a couple episodes. They're doing great work over there. That is that. Yeah. All
I
right.
love that. Okay.
Well, we got Steinbeck stats, right?
So Steinbeck Stats. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little read a little
Talking.
excerpt because I read this I read this part probably like a month and a half ago, and I've just been waiting for the right time to say it for a Steinbeck stat, and I think this is the right episode. So this is what Steinbeck thought of Cal's character as he was getting ready to write it. He says, "Very well. Always going back to my CA theme. The next section is going to reverse the first section. I will tell you what I mean, and this is spoiler free. I made sure to make it spoiler free.
Thank you.
Do you remember in the first part, the burden was with Adam, who was the able? Even though it did not seem so, the book was seen through his eyes and through his emotions. Charles was a dark principal who remained dark. Think back and you will see that this is so. Now, in part three, actually part four, I'm going to try to do just the opposite. Caleb is my Cain principal. I'm going to put the burden of experience through his eyes and his emotions. And in the end, you should know him pretty well. Since every man has Cain in him, he will be fully well understood. Part three is Caleb's part. So,
Yeah.
just something to think of as we finish it. Will it really reverse part one? I don't know, but I'm liking Cal a heck of a lot more in this reread than I did in the
We're,
past.
we're cow heads over here.
Cal
Cow
heads
heads are
unite.
the cow heads are loving this.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Okay,
All
so
right.
prediction time, right?
Prediction time.
Yeah. So looking at my predictions from last episode, it says Kathy, no more money plot. What did he mean by this?
I
The
think was that you were saying that we're not going to get any more reference to her trying to get the cash Charles left her. That's just kind of like done and gone. That plot. Is that what you were saying?
I don't remember. It feels like a
I
wrong
should have written it
prediction.
better.
Mark it
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay.
There was money. Money came back. And then the twin that meets Kathy was Aaron. Dead wrong. Oh my
Wrong.
gosh. Oh,
But you did have a twin meeting her, so
I did. Yeah. Right. Give me a little credit. Okay. I've already kind of hinted at some of my. I'm gonna go with Cal Abra situationship.
nice.
I've already gone with Adam rejects the money from Cal. This sends
Yeah.
Cal into like a rage of sorts.
Okay.
I'm not sure what he's gonna do. I don't see him going to his mom. I guess it's technically possible. I think Kate is gonna get under Aaron's skin, and because she has a very they actually have a kind of a similar worldview
Mm-hmm.
where when she talked to Adam, she was saying that like she was disgusted by these senators and these ministers and these teachers who pretended to be good, but in reality had these dark edges that they came to her whorehouse to
Mm-hmm.
satisfy, and that she loved exposing them. And I think Aaron's a little bit similar in the sense that he's very sensitive to sin and people not being good enough. And I think if she got in front of him and started talking about how like we have to expose these evil sinners who are pretending to be good, I think he would buy into it.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, those are my
Okay.
predictions.
Nice. Those feel good.
I
Those
think
feel
I
like
think
they have some
these have
real
got to
weight
be my
behind
best
them.
ones yet. They've got to be. Like I feel like I've been wrong a lot. Like we look at this spreadsheet I've got in front of me. It is full of like red boxes, just like wrong on all accounts. But I think I'm onto it this time. I think
Hmm.
it's happening.
We'll see. Okay. Solid episode.
Yeah,
Solid
yeah,
episode. Some good stuff here.
I'd say so.
100 more pages.
Can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. Oh, and if you can't believe it, believe this: never run uphill, me boys. Fly uphill, fly uphill. Never fly
Yeah.
uphill. What an idiot! Never fly uphill.